which is to be implemented by the Standards Authority.
So that 10-year restriction they are imposing originates from that act, but Section 154(3) of the same act says the minister, in consultation with the minister responsible for trade, may specify through a legislative instrument the date from which vehicles over 10 years cannot be imported. So as it stands,
but we already pay special penalties on that.
We haven't located the legislative instrument.
We pay special penalties on that.
So
I think they have to rethink it, and they have to.
I'm sure we'll delve into this properly.
It's a matter that needs
a bit more in terms of a conversation, right? Because it will have economic effect as well. Because right-hand drive vehicles,
those ones,
will be completely.
Those Voxy vehicles that are brought into the country, right-hand drive that are converted.
It's awesome, but if it has to be done, I think it has to be done well.
Yeah.
You know, let's not assume that because a car is 10 years old, it's not fit for purpose. Whereas there's a car that's 2 years old, that's whack.
Like, I mean, some vehicles were brought in which had safety concerns and all of that.
That's a fair argument to make. But then they brought in those Voxy vehicles. They told us we're not going to use it for commercial purposes. And
now it's commercial.
It's commercial.
Because if you want to enforce this, then the citizens will also start asking, why do we have the kind of trotros we have on the road in the first place?
It's a very legitimate question.
Those also trotros.
No, but so somebody would say that.
Yeah, because if you're so much concerned about
the law may not act in retrospect, so they're already in the system.
Road safety.
No.
Because I believe this is being
the law
done
will not act in retrospect.
With safety.
Yes,
in mind,
it's a matter of.
So
no, it's
you mean the bread
safety.
Yes.
Which will lead me to a simple question.
Sharp.
What is the standard in terms of transportation
in Ghana?
Where?
In Ghana.
Eish.
From private vehicles, commercial vehicles, and all. What's the standard? Because it is that standard which will cut across import of vehicles.
You have been asking about the vehicles that we brought into the country for them to use for, what do you call it, public transportation. Has the minister released them? He said it's now intercity, not intra-city.
Yeah, they were taken to Kumasi, and I think those 100 Metro Mass buses. They were taken. They were taken
She's
to
been away for too long.
Kumasi and some other places. Apparently, we were told the next batch of vehicles which will come
it's supposed to be in August.
We're in the month of August.
August and November.
So 100 new Metro Mass buses are expected.
So
in
let's
the
call
country.
Nipe and ask him.
100 new buses are expected.
So the young man asked the question. The young man asked the question about transport.
I see the young man ask the question. He wants to go on a tangent and is waiting for me to finish. Let's go into the headlines first.
No, relax. Osa. Did you know Osa?
Osa.
I mean, back in the day.
The Osa buses.
The Osa buses.
Yeah.
Did you know King of Kings?
Hey,
do you know King of Kings? You don't know King of Kings?
What's a King
of Kings? We have had national buses in this country.
Citra. They call it Citra.
What are you talking?
They had bus numbers.
Yes,
that you are coming from Adabaka, you know.
So, for example, I'm from Kaneshi, I'm going to Accra Central, bus 27, bus 29.
Bus 18,
and I'm riding on it, and I know when the bus arrives.
Yes.
We messed up everything.
Yeah, all the way to
Kingdom
Transport. Then they came to Kingdom Transport and so on and so forth. They are the
Kingdom
Transport in Kumasi and all that,
and today we don't have any of that.
The bus conductors are wearing bow tie.
And everybody, yes.
They're wearing bow tie, white shirt. Bow tie.
I will bow tie. Today, they are not doing any of that. And we have to be complaining.
Oh, you asked about transport system in Ghana.
Let's do front
Did
pages.
you ask?
Let's do with the front pages and
please help me.
online portals as well.
Wait, what country?
Then we'll get into. I asked, what is the standard?
Mahamudu is trying to avoid you.
What is a standard?
I want to ask
it's a question of
Patrice
standard.
what his beverage of choice is this morning.
Oh, you love the smell?
Is that coffee?
No.
Oh, something cocoa.
Thank you.
Okay.
But I'm a coffee fan.
I see.
Through
Same.
and through, yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm a coffee fan through and through. But
Okay.
early in the mornings, I don't do that. This one is brown gold.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
it sweetened or unsweetened?
No, unsweetened.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
unsweetened.
You live long.
Thank you, my darling.
All right. On that note, let's
drink coffee every morning.
every single
Until
morning.
we want her.
I'll bring you coffee.
Oh, I
There's
would
this
love
special
that.
coffee that I'll bring you.
Made in
and you'll
Ghana?
love it. No, not made in Ghana.
Oh.
Not made in
Yesterday
Ghana.
we were championing the Made in Ghana agenda.
There's
No, but this one he had it in store.
something on the
Okay.
In store already. So
Is your bottle made in Ghana?
Then it's close to them is Aboagye's house.
Which one is that?
Then it's America's Aboagye.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Let's
that
get
will be on the
into
front pages.
the front pages of the newspapers this morning, and as always, we'll get into the details as well. Let's kick things off with the New Republic newspaper. The Galamsey Queen of Nzima, how Angela List used state power to seize an Australian mine and turn it into a Galamsey empire. And according to the New Republic, this is part one of the saga. I don't know how many parts to this story they have.
Sometimes we are told when they do the parts, it's an invitation to treat.
I see.
So
Okay. Well, part one has landed. You can find the full details in the New Republic. Miracles found in a stolen car. Legal dragnet tightens around Dr. Bawumia, spokesperson, as EOCO widens investigations, and there's a lot more unfolding on that front. We'll get into it. NPA lifts off diesel price burden as political
3FM
optics meet fiscal
92.7.
arithmetic. I find this caption
headline very
interesting. It says political optics meet fiscal
Can we
fiscal
find out who the editor is?
arithmetic. The New Republic, where would you typically find that? Let's see at the bottom.
That's David Tamaklo.
Yes, David Tamaklo, you're right.
Okay.
He's the editor of this newspaper. Good morning to you, David. Interestingly, Couch, I don't think he's too far off. When we investigate or interrogate this matter thoroughly, I think you'll find that there could be a convergence of the two ideas.
15-acre plot.
No, we'll get into
we'll
that.
we'll get into that one.
Allow me.
We'll get.
CSA declares media a national security weapon, launches nationwide media strike force to crush rising cyber crime syndicates, and Ghana loses some $1.3 million in quarter one as AI-driven fraud surges. Interpol reports exposes regulatory gaps and the new arms race. Of course, the rise of AI, I can imagine, also has occasioned the rise of fraud. We'll talk about it in some more detail. Africa deserves a stronger voice in global governance, and that's coming from the Chinese ambassador. On the front page of the Daily Post, Boss Energies donates some 1 million Ghana cedis to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund to advance life-saving healthcare. Ghana successfully holds face-to-face meeting on third round mutual evaluation report. I don't know what that's all about. We can get into it. The Hawk newspaper, a lot happening on the front page here. You've got a gold board CEO Sammy Jamfi pictured here. Don't just send cash, build Africa. Sammy Jamfi urges diaspora to create jobs, wealth, and opportunity. Also, political war on global oil. MP MCE accused of hiding behind youth to fight global oil. Company alleges political orchestration against lawful mining lease. You took 200 free cages. Now you hate free chicks. Eh?
Isn't that in relation to Nkoko Nkete?
A minister's aide accuses NP of hypocrisy over Nkoko Nkete attack.
The moment I heard free cages and
free chicks.
I suspected it was in relation to Nkoko Nkete.
Now, a threat could land you 25 years in jail. Top police lawyer warns that one angry outburst could land offenders behind bars for up to a quarter of a century. And yesterday, if you joined us on our discussion and you were listening to Patrice, you don't want to end up anywhere near our prison facilities. So watch what you say.
Right. A bit more in terms of front pages.
Yes, okay. All right. You have the archives.
Yes, the archives. On the front page of the archives, TOR recruits 300 young engineers into permanent positions. 1,542 jobs created as management invests in future of Ghana's refining industry. Wisdom Edem Gomashi questions Lands Minister over cooperative mining fiasco. And APL, that's Africa Policy Lens, demands accountability in mining sector, calls for probe into gold board, Gunrap others. Age should not be sole measure of competence. Council of State member welcomes presidential age reform. And then Bost Energies donates 1 million Ghana cedis
with that one
to medical trust fund.
That you can't be 21 and want to be president.
Where's the experience? 3news.com. I'll push for inclusion of the Caribbean and African Continental Free Trade Area. That's President Mahama. He was speaking in Jamaica last night.
Oh, really?
The president wants to include the Caribbean, even on the continent. We haven't seen our way forward with AFTA. And for me, it's one of these topics that really makes me, quite sad, because we're losing out on a massive opportunity to make a lot of money. We haven't seen a matter top on the continent. We want to add the Caribbean to come and join us when we're not making headway. Let's be serious.
When Kelly Mene is from South Africa. When Kelly Mene.
He's the AFCFTA General Secretary.
Yeah, the ones fighting us. Sacking all of us.
I was wondering where
you were wondering why I was
now you
going.
understand me.
Also on 3news.com, UG justifies ongoing health sciences entrance exam, but next year it will happen after release of WASI. The University of Ghana, they've come under some heat, right, that they are doing entrance exams for science courses. Ghana Gas's 2025 performance supports government gas to power agenda. Energy Minister covered monument at Ifian Kwanta roundabout sets tongues wagging. 138 female students displaced as fire guards Islamic SHS dormitory. MyJoyOnline.com, yes, it would delay us, but democracy isn't meant to be fast. Professor Kwesi Prempeh on constitution review. Government's position has thrown a spanner in the works. Kwesi Prempeh raises constitutional review concerns. Mahama to push for Caribbean inclusion in AFCFTA as AU chairman. ECG announces power outage in part of Tema over network fault. Inusa Fusheni opposes proposal to extend presidential term to 5 years. 2 killed, 6 injured in fiery multi-vehicle crash near Bonsu Junction. Oil ticks up after sell-off as talks to end US-Iran war remain uncertain. We'll talk a bit about oil because we know that they took 2 cedis off a liter of diesel. On City Newsroom, economic emancipation is Africa's next battle, as according to President Mahama. Mahama to push for Caribbean inclusion in AFCFTA as AU chair. Petrol pegged at 14 cedis 53 pesos as NPA revises fuel price floor. Separating Attorney General from Justice Ministry is progressive. Bakavomo and NPP overturns Kwesi Bonzo's disqualification, clears him for Western Regional Secretary. Ghana Web. Asiadun Ketia sends direct message to Jean Mensa after Bosman resigns. Tete goes on pension. 7-bedroom house, Adringano property, 15-acre land. Details of Miracle's frozen assets. Just in as well, they have EOCO freezes more than 29 million cedis in bank account linked to Miracle's Aboagye. Gold board breaks silence on reports of bodyguard allegedly absconding with 200 million cedis, and EOCO freezes more than 29 million. Yes, so those are the details. Also, the horrifying accident. We were 31, but only 10 of us got out while the rest bent. SCC driver speaks in relation to the accident at Bonsu. So those are the details. What do we want to start off from? And by the way, in terms of important details, today is August 4th.
Yeah.
August 4th is a very significant day in terms of Ghana's calendar and history.
Oh, really? What happened?
Of the many things, August 4, 1974, Ghana moved from driving on the left lane to the right. Yeah, the slogan Nifa Nifa Nyanyin.
Yeah. I heard it.
Also, UGCC, August 4.
Wait, what year did you say?
1974.
I heard it.
Okay.
No, please.
Oh, no, I just...
you are doing the checks to see if he was born by then and it was a part of the.
No, he said he had it at that time.
Yeah. No.
Not
I
at
had
that.
later.
Oh, my bad. But please forgive.
Hey, Charlie.
Forgive.
It used to be Founders Day, right?
No, that was
Yes.
7.
August 4th as well used to be Founders Day before.
It used to be Founders Day.
Yes,
really?
and August 4 was when UGCC,
Founders.
the first ever political party, United
Wait, where's the
Gold
apostrophe?
Coast.
Before or after the
Before,
Anyway.
Nkrumah founded
So
Ghana.
yes, the United Gold Coast Convention, UGCC as well, was formed on the August 4, 1947 in Salt Pond. And so August 4 holds quite some significance as well
okay, beautiful.
in terms of the country's history.
Yeah.
Right?
I have a few newspapers here.
Yes, so let's get into them.
Okay, so let's have Daily Guide. It says, so I'll just do only the banner headlines. It says, UCC takes postgraduate degrees online, launches e-campus. The Spider says, Bank of Ghana blacklists 20 loan apps preying on Ghanaians. It was on TV3 News yesterday. Daily Graphic this morning says, Parliament ratifies mining agreement for 6 companies. The Enquirer says, national security on high alert. And this has to do with, what did they say? As state intel corridor, smell rats in oncoming demonstration. So that is the Enquirer. Then, okay, we're done the New Public. The Archive says,
3FM.
Tema Oil Refinery recruits 300 young engineers into permanent positions. The Analyst says, Mahama orders 2 cedis reduction. in diesel price. Okay, the Inside, Kwesi Pratt says, Bank of Ghana warns public. Bono Ahafo ECO says, Wenchi Manhene calls for improved facilities at Wenchi Agricultural Training College. Daily Searchlight, NPP ready for major demo over Sedina Tamaklo Akwetal. The Hawk says, MC accused of hiding behind youth to fight global. Okay, that one you read. Daybreak also. Okay, so Daybreak has 2 interesting stories on the front page. MC accused of hiding, and then Techiman Wenchi chiefs hail DVLA expansion agenda. So kudos to Julius Kote, CEO of DVLA, for his expansion, whatever he's doing. And he's taking it outside the country as well. So in some parts of US and UK, you don't need to come to Ghana to get your driver's license. You can have it there. And they've started the 24-hour also. So some places are operating. I hear Adenta is one of them, and then there's this place at something city, Academic City area. I hear that one too is running 24. So kudos to you, Julius Kote, for the changes you're championing at DVLA. Africa Today says, Yowa and Dendi reaffirm kinship. They call for unity and education at Accra National Conference. The National Enquirer says, Mahama orders 2 CD cut in diesel margin. So those are the newspapers for this morning.
You
Great.
forgot to mention this one. Betty Crosby Mensah declares bid for NDC National Women's Organizer position.
Okay.
The name Crosby just caught my attention. Good morning, Crosby.
Crosby.
No Crosby, Anna.
That's Crosby's sister, right?
No.
Crosby, wow.
I cannot say. Crosby is doing 360 these days.
Yeah.
So, cannot come around.
He's been missed. He's been missed.
Around this time. Where do we want to start? Fuel prices, because I know that the NP has reduced price floor again in relation to fuel prices.
Oh, wow.
We know that the president as well announced, amongst other things, a slashing of up to 2 cedis. But let me do this story on citynewsroom.com because it's the latest in relation to our war against fuel prices, right? The National Petroleum Authority has released new minimum ex-pump price floors for petroleum products for the first pricing window of August, establishing fresh benchmark prices for retailers nationwide. Now, under the revised schedule, petrol has been set at a minimum of 14 cedis, 53 pesos per litre, while diesel will sell from 14 cedis, 97 pesos per litre. LPG has been pegged at 11.06 pesos per kilogram. there's also marine gas and all of that. It was different, right? It was higher than this, but I think since the announcement of that 2 cedis taken off by the government, that is almost also averting possible hike in transport fares as well, because the transport operators said they were going to increase by 30% if prices went up. Helen,
I just love how transport it's like they are just waiting, you know. Any smell, any small whiff of an increase, they can't wait.
Picky blinders. Huh?
And you know the reason. you know the reason. We don't have a national transport system.
Of course.
So if the state controlled it, all these things wouldn't be coming in there.
Of course.
Nobody can bluff you. No, you see. So I rest my case there.
No, we have Metromas.
Who?
Metromas. We have Metromas. It's a national transport system. Metromas is a national transport system.
And they are massing up where?
Oh, they're doing intercity, not
intracity.
Yes. So what
they
we
still do intracity.
You'll be surprised the places they go.
so what we lack is intracity.
Even there's Ayalolo,
but intercity, Ayalolo.
Yeah.
Ayalolo is also available. So
So my point is this.
I know.
Why don't we?
I know what you want to reference. That okay, back in the day, we used to have.
I'm not even going back in the day.
Something that's coming to Kwashiman, that's going to Amosukai, blah blah.
I'm not even going back in the day. Again, I say, you see, when wisdom does not prevail, a state is led astray. So up until 2026, we are telling ourselves that we can't empower any entrepreneurs to say import buses, pay only administrative costs, nothing was an duty, so that the people can be freed in terms of transportation to and fro. They contribute to your GDP. I keep saying this, yet we are encouraging people to bring in bread vans. They are cleared at the ports. Who is in charge? Bread vans, and then they are what we call retrofitted into what people sit in. Have you ever tried it? I did it deliberately. I sat in the trotro. My knees could not fit. So I had to take my legs back like that all the way. So you see, the point is, I am not comfortable because of the pressure thing. So I am not comfortable discussing these matters. So if we have a Minister of Transport and we have a Department of Transport and we have people we call people in political office, I'm just being minded by the words, because if you are not harsh at these people, they will not wake up. It's 2026. People crawl into cars instead of walking into cars. Walk into a bus, sit comfortably, turn on the AC for them. So why do we do that to our people? And yet we are happy about a transport system.
Patrice, the people who get into these trotros, and I disguise myself and get into Troskis as well.
Right.
Sometimes you are in the Trotsky and you want to ask a question and they say, I don't know how they say it.
Yes. If you want your comfort.
Taxi.
Great. But to avoid all those
they
things.
They just tell you off.
Yes, but to avoid all those things.
They just tell you off and
introduce the right thing.
They then move on. Now we know. We know that these are bread vans brought from Germany, etc.
Yes.
Brought, and then they will cut the side of it.
Yes.
But we also know that there are vehicles that ply the Osu road that are not fit for purpose.
Homer.
Who endorses those vehicles to be on the road?
They'll tell you
they have roadworthy certificates.
They'll tell you it's an antique.
Look,
they pride themselves with those.
What antiquity is that meant to be? Be representing?
Speak to the transport minister and ask him his plans. That is what I keep saying. Where is the blueprint for our development?
Mawena has been asking the transport minister to bring the buses to make them work.
There is no blueprint.
Mawena, has he brought it?
There is no blueprint.
Has he brought them?
The buses in
what are the KPIs?
It's outside of the capital.
What are the KPIs?
Has he brought the buses?
It's outside of the capital.
And it's a shame when you talk about transport and you expand the tentacles of this conversation. It ties into so many things. The mental health of the citizenry.
Thank you.
Productivity. I mean, all kinds of things. Before you get to work, you've had somebody ask you take about 3 cars, and a motorcycle to get to work. By the time you get to work, I mean, you're exhausted.
And when you're done,
When you are done, you just want to go home, lay your head. How many cars? When it's raining, you see people queuing up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot.
Around this table, we have all traveled.
Yeah.
You just have to swipe a card, and you are comfortable. Why must our situation be different?
but I thought under the auspices of Dr. Bawumia, the Ghana card should have been able to do that.
Better than interchanges? Is that what you are suggesting?
Yeah, because he mentioned the 101 things the Ghana card can do, and
No. It says 1,000 things that the Ghana card could do.
I left out 1010. 1,010.
We always, my point is that we always miss the point. Too. We always miss the point.
It's not about
Who is the
missing-
Minister of Transport?
It's not about missing the point. We're in this country where we're told that, everything Bibia fine. As Bibia become fine.
But we keep hearing these things, and we don't put them to strict proof. That is my only challenge. You hear, when the president is swearing in people into office, they hold anything and something and they read. What are the My point is that
Helen is a
2026
UK, is a UK madam.
trained. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
UK madam.
Yeah.
I miss the Elizabeth line. Do
No trains. No. The late doctor, the Adisco doctor, Prof.
Yeah.
Who invented? Yes. Exactly. This past, they introduced the what's the name? The fast train, that thing. You know, he brought it to Ghana, met Nanado on the matter, and so on and so forth. It didn't land us
$2 million on
Yes.
somebody standing
Speed
trial
train.
for it.
Speed
Professor
train.
Meya Kumfi.
You get it,
standing
speed train.
trial for it.
He had the patent to that. He got somebody who had been working for 40 years in the US to be sent home because of his ingenuity. He's Ghanaian. And then America takes it, China takes it, and we are sitting here. Even South Africa here has taken it. And we are sitting here. The train system is not working, the bus system is not working. Yet you want the people to produce.
When Helen went to give birth to our darling daughter, they put what do you call a vein finder on your hand, and they found the vein. And nurses, when I complain, then they come and insult me. We can't even find vein. That's something that mosquitoes can find in 2 minutes in the dark. Today I came for violence.
I can see that you've taken Patrice's role. He says he's taking a backseat.
Really?
But I agree with Patrice on some level, because at the core of this, if the people are aware that it is the government's mandate to ensure, listen, essentially your happiness,
Helen,
you'll understand
you read
how.
in the Constitution
In
to
fact,
all of us that the government is supposed to ensure that we are happy.
Article
Did you
36(1).
not read it?
The state shall take all necessary action to ensure that the national economy is managed in such a manner as to maximize the rate of economic development and to secure the maximum welfare, freedom, and happiness.
You read it.
It's in the Constitution, fellow Ghanaians.
Why are you going
If
Your
I'm
happiness.
happy and you know
it.
clap
Clap your hands.
Happiness index report. Where do we rank? It's a question. There's a report that comes out every year. Happiness index, and with Article 36, right, that you've read. The simple question I'll be asking is, how happy are you as a Ghanaian?
Exactly. You have to arm yourself as a citizen with these tools, and you walk around every morning reminding yourself that according to the Constitution, you are you happy? Demand that happiness. It is written for your benefits.
It is the law.
Stop looking at me with those eyes.
I'm not doing anything.
Because there's no plan targeted at the happiness. If we had a plan that said by 2025, 2020, this, we're supposed to
Agenda 2057.
We're supposed to get to this
Make
level.
reference to Agenda 2057.
A country with no plan.
2020.
Yes.
We had Agenda 2000. Why two
I
That was Vision 2020.
I keep saying, right?
President Kufuor brought us Growth and Poverty Reduction Strategy 1 and 2. Then we bought...
there was PAMSCAD. Under
PAMSCAD.
There was PAMSCAD.
We brought all those things.
Well, you see, the point I keep making
Today,
is that
I'm coming.
what is past is past.
Marina, relax.
What can we look forward to? It is Agenda 2057 we can look forward to.
No, we can't look forward to Agenda 2057.
You cannot say we are looking forward to Agenda 2057. Look, GM has come. He is doing... Nkukon Kitikiti is doing Operation Big Push. Is doing all those ones.
Those are manifesto promises.
But at least you can see also that Big Push is working.
I will disagree with that vehemently.
Your Fojoku Road is being fixed. Your Fojoku Road is being fixed.
Big Push versus Year of Roads.
Yes. Another year of roads and second year of roads. Fojoku Road is being fixed.
All these things we are talking about, PAMSCAD and whatever things that the Western world would develop and generate those things for you if you don't have a national plan. That is what it is. If you're a human being and you don't have plans, people will design plans for you. So when you are home and you have nowhere to go, your friend will come and say, "Charlie, what did they do? I don't do anything. Make we go here." Then you follow your friend. And things happen.
We were took into the IMF.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We are a proud nation. We will never go to the IMF.
Yes.
We're taken there.
Yes.
Somebody has come and is taking us out of the IMF.
How convinced are you that we shall not go?
And the person who took you to IMF, we are a proud nation, is refusing to come home to come and answer for his accountability.
He's going to visit the IMF, the office of the IMF. That's where he's there. So he's going to work there.
Here's the point.
Yes, sir.
That's the point that...
Yes, sir.
The reason I say all of the others are gone.
Yes.
Right? Vision 2020 and whatever it is. When we look
Global
back,
2000.
the lesson we can learn from these are how well did we implement them. We obviously didn't. We didn't follow any of those.
We could not, because it was not constitutional.
Marina,
it was not
the question you are asking... The question you are asking...
You are not allowing me...
Okay, please.
No, relax.
Okay.
I will not allow you because...
Johnny, let's allow.
I will not allow him because Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was supposed to be a co-chair of the UN, whatever it is, for SDGs, right? Launched it, brought some multicolored... What did he do? What did he do? By the time he was leaving office, what did he do? What did he do? Tell me. What did he do?
Marvin, a question you ask.
What did he do? He didn't do anything. He was a co-chair for the UN SDG. What did he do?
3FM.
Aside carrying a chair in a V8, what did he do?
Right. Fair point. Right. Here's the argument that I make. Yes, right. Sir. That all of those development plans. And Patrice argues and makes a very legitimate point that they were not constitutional.
Yeah.
I want us to, and even it stems even from the message I shared today. Yeah. It's history. It's past.
Yeah, it's past. Yeah.
We should be learning lessons from there, and be asking ourselves, okay, what is the latest in terms of a development plan that we have as a nation? Have we assessed it across the spectrum? Political parties, citizens, have we accessed it? Have we appreciated what the content are? Does it mirror the vision and what we want to see Ghana become by the time we turn 100 years? Let us start from there. Let us start asking those questions. Then we can begin to task and demand that why are we not seeing projects, development, and all other things?
Yeah.
I don't want to zero it all to political party manifestos, right? But if there's a general consensus that we've missed all of the others, we failed to, because we can go back as far as Nkrumah's day, 7-year development plan, which was truncated at some point.
Where there was wisdom.
You understand?
Yeah.
We have failed to see through these development plans. Are we just going to continue to make the argument that, oh, in the past we had this, we didn't do it, we had this, we didn't do it? Or we can honestly begin to ask ourselves, let's take the document, it's a bulky document. Yeah. Let's ask ourselves, is that the vision of Ghana that we want to see, then there's a conversation. Then there's a demand to tailor plans, projects
wrong.
Along that line.
No, there's nothing wrong in interrogating what this plan has for us. But, I mean, can you begrudge anybody this opinion that they are doing that in futility? I mean, how can you begrudge Patrice because he's lived through certain plans that have been laid out, and those days have come to naught. He's lived through, and this is I'm not saying because of the initial comment about the 1974. No, I'm talking. I mean, and not even just for Patrice, for a lot of us, we've lived through some of these deadlines that have been set for, national development, and it's come to naught. So it's one thing to, of course, examine what this new document says, but at some point you get fatigue, and I don't think anybody can be begrudged for being disillusioned that this is yet another one of said plans where we'll see the date come and nothing will be done. I think that's where those two things exist.
You have 31 more years until Agenda 2057.
Look, Dr. Nimwe Thompson is a very solid person. And I mean, the thinking that has gone into it, those places have been worked by Dr. Tony Edu and so many other people who are so smart and intelligent. But my point is that you can't have a plan. The Bible says that nobody can light up a candle and keep it under a bushel. You don't do that. So if it is something that we believe is good, let us champion that cause. And the reason I said yesterday that the media was one of the key hindrances to the development and growth of this country is that we bypass everything and we still speak to those political people in authority on their manifestos. Instead of asking, if you don't walk into the studio with a national agenda, let's cut it off. Why can't you put a blackout on them? Look, talk about UEFA, talk about Premiership, talk about wrestling, talk about UFC and all that. It is far, far better than discussing things of a political manifesto that a political party has put in there that you can't hold them responsible for. So I'm just going back, immediate past. So you gave 8 years of your life to Nanado. Things have gone this way. What can you do to him? What has been said? Because he was the father of the nation. If under John Dramani Mahama, he leaves power and things are not set the way we want it to, what can you do to him? So the point is that we give power to people. They come and toy with us because they know nothing can be done to them. They walk away freely. That is 8 years of your life. You get it? So let's be minded. If we want this country to develop, it's a very little spot. Just a little spot. Ghana can develop so fully. Ask any politician, so to speak, whether they know the value, monetary value of the natural resources that we have. Because IMF, World Bank, they will never give you a loan without a collateral. So they know what you have, but they do it in piecemeal. Today you come for this, they give you that, we want that, we'll take this, we'll give that, apportion this to this person, give this to that person. Do we know the value of the natural resources we have in this country? If we know, then we know our worth. Based on our worth, we can negotiate and do things properly. Simple. But nobody would come and tell you until you go and pick up a document and you read, hey, Ghana has got 2 million tons of this. This is that iron ore. What haven't we read way back in primary school? That we use what implements to do farming today. And I tell you, if our textbook content do not change, the country would never change. The primary school textbook content. So much that a few years ago we heard that the use of the head was to carry load. You know, in the textbook. That
was an error that was swiftly condemned and was corrected.
You know, so we read Sundays are happy days for Kwame and Aku. They wake up early in the morning, do their housework quickly, and get ready to go to
some
church.
of those things we can question, right?
Yes. You know, what's the name? Mr. Ofori is feeding the hen. Mrs. Ofori is.
But we
feeding
grew
the
up
chicken.
on Mr. Kuma and the Black Cat.
And all those things, you get it.
The name of the Black Cat is Blackie.
Yeah, we grew up on that.
I grew up. Was called Blackie.
I grew up reading that.
So my point is that why are we still using machetes and hoes to dig instead of using the plows, which we read that the Egyptians used that? Is it a shadoof or something? Those methods, I mean, way back in the day. So 2026, we're still doing the thing. And you're telling me that I should laugh and smile at a Greek minister. What has he said about those tools? He's a current minister. He should point to me that in the next 5 years, 10 years, I am I'm trying to extricate the Ghanaian farmer of all that hassle. I'm bringing in plows. I'm bringing in combined harvesters. I'm bringing in so and so. Then we know that we are working.
Right. 053-220-0927, 053-220-0927. This is the 3FM Sunrise. We're on the newspaper review segment. This was on transport-related matters, bringing about. But on the transport aspect, and this is just the final thing I'm going to say, so that we get other details from other papers. So that 2 cedi, a lot of the transport operators, they like to do the calculation in a gallon, right?
Yeah.
4.5 liters is what gives them a gallon. So if you work the math, that saves off 9 cedis of a gallon of petrol. This 2 cedi slash, which we're seeing from the government as well. And so hopefully that quiets the storm as to the decision to want to increase fares, and it will give a bit of reprieve. There are still questions lingering as to which tax components this 2 cedis is going to rest on, because government revenue is also very important. But nonetheless, it's very important that the government has taken this into consideration and is helping ease the burden on the Ghanaian. There are other stories, Miracles Aboagye and some other mini matters. Yesterday there was an unfortunate accident which we'll come back to. Claimed about 2 lives and
that's right,
and some others. But let's get some other details, right? From some of the newspapers.
Shall we get into this story concerning Dennis Miracles?
Absolutely.
Aboagye? There are some new details that have emerged. Now, the potential crimes list of Dennis Edward Miracles Aboagye, spokesperson for the opposition New Patriotic Party, NPP's 2028 flag bearer, Dr. Bawumia, now include suspected carjacking that he must explain. Now, even though the garrulous Aboagye has carefully tucked this new crime tinge away from the eyes of the public eye, the New Republic has been finding out that during his most recent report to the offices of EOCO in Accra, Aboagye had pulled up in a vehicle that turned out to be a stolen car on the wanted list of EOCO. Consequently, the car was impounded. After closer inspection, it was confirmed that this car is indeed a stolen vehicle that EOCO has been on the hunt for. So he actually, went to the offices in a vehicle that was later confiscated because it was found to be on the wanted list. So he served it right to them on a platter. If you're watching us, the recent developments there, you'll see so you can follow along what exactly has been going on.
Right. So yesterday we broke the news, right, as to the assets freeze of Miracles Aboagye. It was confirmed. EOCO had frozen as at 16th and 20th of July, but I think that lasts for about 2 weeks, and so the High Court or the court has to confirm these asset seizures. And the fresh details which are emerging make for an very interesting look. And I'm going to try and walk listeners and persons who are viewing on Facebook as well.
Before you touch on,
you want to make a few comments.
I think what she said is serious,
right.
Because Bawumia is like buying weed with fake currency and being caught by the police, and then trying to bribe the police with fake currency.
They call that on 2 troubles, 1 God.
This one is 3.
Right. I'll return for us to make comments generally with respect to the asset freeze. The affidavit in support of that is where we are gleaning a lot of these details from. And Lord, I want this to be on Facebook as well, so that a bit of persons who want to follow can do so as well on Facebook. So in this matter, there are 3 individuals: Miracles, Dennis Edward Aboagye. In fact, it's not Miracles, but we tend to call him Miracles a lot. Dennis Edward Aboagye, who's the former executive secretary of the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization. Then there's Gerald Appiah, who's accountant linked to the transactions. And then the third respondent is Hillside Piggery and Meat Processing Limited, a company where Dennis Edward Aboagye is a director of. Look, can we get this on Facebook, please? It's very important. So now a petition was filed in March 2026 alleging financial and procurement irregularities during Dennis Aboagye's term as the boss of that coordinating committee on decentralization. Now, EOCO is investigating money laundering claims and causing financial loss to the state and procurement breaches in relation to that petition which was brought to them. Now, both the first and second respondent, that's Gerald Appiah, who's a second respondent, and then Miracle's Dennis Edward Aboagye, were arrested and cautioned and granted bail. Now, here's where I want to go outside of this script. Remember when he was arriving from London and he was picked up?
Right.
EOCO statement stated that fresh details had emerged for which reason they were going to arrest him. This is the fresh detail which they say had emerged for which reason they were going to arrest him outside of the 55 million to which he was being investigated for.
Okay.
Right. Now, it's in relation to some fictitious 5.8 million cedis contracts awarded to Maba Enterprise for a district needs assessment and galamsey report. Now,
this is an alleged fictitious.
Alleged fictitious, right? Oh, mostly when we are gleaning from court documents, then alleged vanishes from the conversation. But you're very right to say alleged. Now, Maba, who received the contract, made very interesting revelations to EOCO, who've been investigating this matter, that they never bid for or executed the contract. The directors of Maba say that the contract documents were forged, allegedly. Okay. That the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization paid Maba 5.3 million regardless of all of the things they've been telling investigators at EOCO. Now, separately, I think there's a bit more in terms of Maba before this one comes. It's supposed to be in order. I mean, I've seen, yes. So, Maba then allegedly funneled the money to procure Masters and Zone Construction Limited, to which the directors are the same. So, a bit more in terms of an explanation. So the money is paid to Maba Limited. They have not done any work. They said that they didn't execute the contracts. They've told the EOCO investigators that the contract documents were forged. Then, whilst the money is sitting in the account, they transfer it to another company. To Procure Masters, where the directors of Maba are the directors of Procure Masters. So same directors of two separate companies. They transfer the money from one company to another. Now, from what we understand from court documents, the scheme allegedly was used to layer and disguise alleged stolen funds. Now, a witness has admitted to handing cash to Dennis Aboagye at his Spintex home and wiring the rest to Hillside Piggery on Aboagye's instructions. And remember, if you go back to that first slide, he is a director of Hillside Piggery. Frederick, roll on. Now, outside of that in excess of 5.3 million, there's also a 19 million cedis in public funds, which was placed in an investment without finance ministry approval. Also a subject matter of investigation and questions and investigations. Then there is some 500,000 cedis plus, 558,000 cedis in interest on that investment, which was diverted. So they invested 19 million. Then there was 558,000 interest on that investment. Now that money allegedly has been diverted by Gerald Appiah via PNY Investment Limited with Dennis Aboagye's knowledge. That is according to court documents. So you realize that I continue to mention specifically These are court documents which we've cited here at Media General. Now, there is also a 4.3 million cedis released to GAPT for activities outside the Interministerial Coordinating Committee's mandate. The firm, GAPTE, has not accounted for the money. Roll on for me, Frederick. So EOCO, per all of these, then issued administrative freezing directives on the 16th and 20th on July on the respondent accounts and properties, and then he applied to the court for confirmation orders, which was granted by the court yesterday, which is our understanding. And I mean, a bit more in terms of the details as to the properties we've gotten. Now, more details I imagine as to how much monies possibly could have been in the account and all of that. 7-bedroom residential property at Latte, 2-bedroom residential property at Spintex, a residential apartment at Adringano, approximately 15 acres of land at Latte, and then 5 bank accounts. So those are the details which I imagine which are of quite some interest to a number of people, and their conversations which are being stoked left, right, and center. I just took time to go through the details. Now I can come to the rest of the guys to get reactions quickly in relation to it. I don't know if I should start with I'll start with Patrice. Patrice.
Why me?
Oh, I mean, proceed for me.
Well, okay, so...
No, there's a reason he doesn't want to start with me. Mawina has this perception that, I'm not into false miracles.
That you are not what?
Into false miracles.
Okay, so
No pun intended.
It's a good perception.
So prove him wrong. Go ahead.
No, it's actually a...
So prove him wrong. Go ahead.
No, Patrice. I want to hear you first, and then I'll get into other.
So you see, these are matters of state concern.
No, they're still under investigation.
Yes, under investigation. Yeah. So there's very little I can say on this matter, because EOCO has the right to do what they are doing. Dennis has the right to an attorney to defend himself, because in all these things, so for example, the car that is alleged to have been a stolen car,
and those are details from the newspaper, so completely different even from the details we've got access to from the courts and all of that.
I mean, when you're buying a car, what mechanism do you have to test whether the car is a stolen
Don't be
car?
too quick to speak to things you have not.
All right, okay, so I am saying
you,
please, sometimes we have faith. Sometimes we have faith that miracles will happen. But you see, the point is, I am saying, what I glean from this miracles Aboagye issue has to serve as caution to those who are serving in power today.
Yes, very much.
When you're pushing people, giving them contracts as ambassadors of a brand, when you are supporting certain events, when you are promoting certain organizations, when you're leading certain things outside your core mandate, remember that these allegations will be waiting for you at that same doorstep. So for me, what I learned growing up, that my dad will always tell you, is that be cautious. When something happens to your neighbor, it is two things. Potentially, it could happen to you, and be careful you don't fall into that same thing, because it's called folly. You've seen it and you walk into it. I am not going to comment a lot on it, because I'm waiting to hear
a bit more in terms of details,
exactly, that Dennis is going to put up. These are allegations thus far. I'm not here to decry the reputation of EOCO as in the job that they have done thus far, but I would also not be quick to say that conclusively, yes, there may be some technicalities here in, here out, but let's see how things pan out.
Okay, Kojo.
Yes, boss.
I mean, quick thoughts, or you don't want to say anything? If you don't, I'll just
me,
go to
I think it's. And then it is what it is. The law is the law, bruh. The law remains the law, and.
Are you talking news, brother?
No, I'm a New Ghanaian.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
Yeah.
The law is the law.
And the New Ghanaian is allergic to excuses and a lot of BS.
Wow.
Yes, we don't have patience for some of these excuses.
Right.
We feel once EOCO is mandated to do what they ought to do. They got to do what they got to do. But the burden of proof still lies on them.
3FM
to prove
92.7.
Absolutely, the state will have to prove beyond reasonable doubts all of
exactly.
these. And beyond all of this, right? I'm tempted to say that take the person to court. Investigations take time. That's the only yard of excuse, right? Because all of these, you have to have solid basis before you take the matter up.
Mama, when he decided to go on a campaign of presumption of innocence by media rotation.
That's
You understand? He decided to make a mountain out of an anthill. After EOCO came out with the matter, did you see EOCO speak to the matter again? He found himself everywhere trying to justify why he's holier than thou and why it ought to be. He said he's going to command the narrative. Now the court has commanded the assets. And it is what it is. So you can't blame EOCO for doing their work. And
I'm
I'm
not sure there's blame on the part of EOCO for...
no, some people, some partisans, who forget equality, justice, they forget. When
could we have waited
when the
to
West Party colors?
Neron Dubois Negros was saying I should have started the opinions with Helen. He's on Facebook.
For what
He
reason?
says, Helen, please, he said, Mawina, please start. Let's start with Helen.
Oh, I think
No, but the gentlemen have started.
I think they've said it all as well. I don't have too much input on that. But I was quite surprised yesterday when I was watching Ghana Tonight to learn of these, shall I say, new developments, because I think Dennis was quite forceful in his narrative that all of this will come to naught. So of course, naturally, you're going to be surprised to think, hey, there's more to it. There's more to it. We wait and see.
And there's even more.
But I don't know
There's a
why
lot more.
he's so determined to make nonsense of what the Economic and Organized Crime Office have to say about, because the Deputy Attorney General came out and said, well, you came, we asked you questions, and suddenly you are out there telling everybody that we didn't ask you
It's
those
called
questions.
miracle narrative. That's what it's called. You sandwich the truth between two lies.
Could we have waited for him to carry out his political ambitions vis-a-vis?
Could we have waited?
Could you have waited? Did he wait for me before he told me under the pavilion that Johnny's bite will not last?
Oh, he said that to you, Johnny.
Yeah, I said it on Johnny's bite.
He actually accused me of being a rented pen and being paid by government.
I don't.
This is a fact. No,
integrity.
Mawina,
Our job
this
is
a
based
fact.
on integrity.
I do not disagree.
Mawina, this is a fact. He was out there producing videos and content saying that myself, Franklin Kujo, Imani as a whole, we've been paid by government.
You are cousins, actually.
Yes, and now we are cousins. And now we've been paid by government
And this has nothing to do
to
with...
deceive farmers.
And this has nothing to do
He
with...
should be lucky we didn't take him to court.
Now,
Isaiah 54 is dealing with
now
him.
the farmers have been paid. What has he to save?
Why? Because our crime was that we decided to look into cocoa board. There was a lot of noise on cocoa board.
Right.
When this new party took over and Dr. Abe started running the show.
PBC, their vehicles were
Seized.
Auctioned after a court order. What are you talking to me about?
And as good citizens, that people have entrusted us to speak to issues, based on merit. We decided to come out and deal with some of these issues comprehensively.
My good friend Motala is dead, right? My good friend Motala
He's so
is dead.
resting.
May so
May
rest in peace. Tomorrow is actually 5th.
We stood under that pavilion where we park our cars, and he told me that Johnny's bite will not last.
Maybe he was just taking a swipe at you as
Me, Johnny.
and
And then he came to buy airtime on Onya FM and did a low budget Johnny's bite that could not last for 6 months.
Patrice, you see, this is a guy, right, who attacked me on multiple fronts.
You know, I
You
don't
see,
want
but
us to go on the tangent.
No,
of
Mawena, these
what-
are facts.
Fair enough.
You see, these are facts.
The only reason I don't want us to go there
Mawena,
is
these
that-
are facts, but
and
we are ethical people.
Mawena,
So
when you
we-
attack our
fair enough.
integrity,
Fair enough.
we will
But you
have
see,
to
he's
defend
not-
ourselves.
Mawena, if my integrity is gone, I'm a bad brand for media journalists.
Absolutely.
You cannot
Yes.
eat.
But
you
you see,
cannot eat.
So these are
there's a
realities.
subject matter of
And it is
what is
connected to
happening.
the subject matter. It is directly linked to the subject matter. I've been saying Dennis Miracles Aboagye is a liar for a long time. Haven't you seen his nose?
No, relax.
Haven't you seen his nose?
Oh,
No, this is my personal opinion. This does not reflect media general's opinion.
Fair
But
enough.
I've been
No.
saying that.
No.
Because
I-
there are so many issues. No, I'm talking based on facts and I can prove it.
fair
Because he has
enough.
spoken to issues that when you fact check, they are lies.
I'm
They are lies.
wanting
These are
us to
blatant
speak.
lies
I'm
that I
wanting
can't
us to
call
speak
white, black.
to the present issue as to investigations and all of that. That's all. Helen says she doesn't have any much to say in relation to this subject matter. Patrice says we're going to watch and roll on as all of this plays on. So that's fair.
That's Patrice's friend.
Those are fair.
That's
Those
Patrice's friend.
are and
So
Johnny
he
as well
wouldn't
as
say-
Kadis Bite. So those are fair comments which have come
We
from
are
the
waiting.
media.
Is he not your
I'm
friend?
coming.
No,
I'm coming.
I'm not sure
Patrice.
investigations can wait for a
Hold
person
on,
to
hold on.
fulfill their political
we have,
ambitions.
We have a caller
those I know.
who used to call us, who says, Kejo Baso, Ejeban Mintoe. Means that if the dance is going to be sweet, it's the way they arrange the drums.
If the weekend will be nice, you know by Wednesday.
Fantastic.
Agrobeda. Efranopa.
Right, let's get a bit more in terms of details. There's a message here, Kwame Fire in Sampa Valley wanting clarification on the 2 city fuel reduction. Is asking whether it's for diesel only or the petrol car. So it's just diesel, right? Yeah. It's diesel which is seeing a reduction by 2 cities. And if you work the math, particularly those who like to do it per gallon, you'll be saving 9 cities per gallon.
And it will help a lot of industries, manufacturing companies to become
fair enough, right? So it's just diesel. Also because diesel directly is what is used by a lot of these transport operators. And so to prevent transport fare hikes, this is absorbed. Otherwise, if that happens, there is inflation, and I mean, if transport fares spirals into a lot of things, right? And so you can understand the reasoning as to why government says, let me absorb. For petrol, private car owners, you can stomach small shocks. And diesel was more expensive than petrol.
But
than
with
petrol as well.
revitalization of Tema Oil Refinery and their production that them, it could help ameliorate the situation some way, somehow. Because if they are producing for us, then of course, some taxes in the imports that we pay on fuel is going to be cut out. So I think it's in good direction.
In a long term,
yes,
there are conversations as to having enough stored, right, such that when prices are fluctuating in the manner in which we can rely on reserves. We're talking about Japan, who released at the height of the war, which is currently ongoing, and the Strait of Hormuz has been closed already. They release old stock.
America has over 30 million gallons.
You understand? America has been relying on to ease the burden. These are the conversations. We hear people talk about storage. We do. But is it in the quantity that can help ease the burden? Say a month, a week, whilst the government, then the refineries can be working to be replenishing that which we are using when prices escalate in the manner in which it has in the last few weeks and months. But
I'm not sure if we've touched on this. I know there was some conversation also about the 1 city levy as well. That's also cropped up. The D levy, as the minority couch said, the Doomsaw levy, and whether or not that is significant enough for us to feel some reprieve in our pockets. I don't know whether that's also something that we can add to the conversation or something to at least ruminate on, because you and I are paying for the inefficiencies of our institutions, and that levy is still very much on there. Is that something that government can go back and think about? I know there was no sunset clause on that particular levy, but it also comes up in the discussions. We'll explore further.
Absolutely.
It was actually at some point the government decided that it would put a freeze on it. At some point, about 2-3 months ish, and then but I would wish that Edoji Tamak